Ey. No sé cuánto me quedará de juego, la verdad.
At least the rain stopped. We can change back into those white bucks now.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look.
No tiene
You take a
barbilla.
look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress, is it there?
Hay que buscar algo que se repita, ¿no? De momento no veo nada. Ese. Ah, no, no. Me he equivocado. Hostia, no veo nada, ¿eh? No veo nada. Quizá... No. A ver las calles. No, hay dos tachados, a lo mejor. Es que es lo único que se me ocurre.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Madre mía. Soy una máquina. ¿Se me ha hecho de noche o son los cristales? No, se me ha hecho de noche.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, I guess we ought.
Si es que no se puede, no te puedes parar, ¿sí? Madre mía, el coche.
Sorry, my partner isn't the greatest driver in the world.
I always thought. Never leave me alone. I fought. Where's my wife? No one cares about me. I took a boat.
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
Ah, the bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the lead. These guys can wait.
I want the 5-star goddamn wedding. You can't do this! That's the cop from the newspaper.
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
A ver quién hay aquí.
I think this is going to help us.
Are you liquored up?
Nadie habla por aquí.
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
Algo tendrá que haber, ¿no?
That broad's got soft in the brassiere. Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
Con su armario y todo, ¿eh?
You wait. 5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots.
Isn't he a cop who won the medal and is solving all the cases?
Alguno tendrá que hablar.
This guy's got a screw loose. What the hell? Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop that caught her. Goddamn, we're having a season now. Hey, fuck you.
Are you liquored up?
Slow down.
Pues va a ser que no. Bueno, yo lo he intentado.
Can't do this.
Will you look at this clown?
Sam is taking me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Oh, I wish I could afford that.
No se puede subir por aquí.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know?
El otro gilipollas. Venga, pesado.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
Any Century unit, a possible 415 in Alvera Street Plaza, unit to handle code 3, identify.
Juguete de ahí en la puerta.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's
that...
procedure. You see to your girls.
¿Dónde va?
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. You want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules him out as a suspect.
Teléfono, me deja usarlo, ¿eh?
Junk. Don't think this is anything.
Vaya dibujo. De mierda.
Need to check if she was a regular. I wonder why the picture was turned out.
Porque estaba boca abajo. Sospechoso. Ojo el bolso.
Optimistic, Cole.
El mismo bar.
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive.
Lo de la barra de hierro. Del otro,
If you'd excuse me, ladies. I doubt it.
¿Cuál es la ropa sucia?
So she went out without her handbag? At least she was spared that particular indignity. She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind.
Ojito.
You can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
La cuerda, madre, lo tenemos, ¿Lo hemos pillado?
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
Lo de la barra de hierro, no sé por qué no lo dice, pero esto de la chimenea...
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks for your help. For the record, Mr. Johnson, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. Can't be anyone who knew her.
For the record, Charles, did you kill your wife?
Oh my God. No. I didn't kill my wife. And fuck you for suggesting it.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right. Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
You let your
¿Se va a su mujer sola? Claro, no tiene sentido.
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Mentiroso.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. Played out my hand and drove home here. Paid the sitter and went to bed.
Mentira. Es mentiroso.
In sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, Lars.
And you're the perfect husband, I suppose.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Terrellson. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
¿A los trajes? ¿Ha dicho?
In my experience, Mac, you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life.
Appreciate your time, sir.
Muy raro, ¿eh? Hay muchas
Read this
pruebas.
guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Espérate. Que me queda algo aquí por hacer.
Isn't he a cop who won the medal and is solving all the cases?
Oh,
No good to me. Circumstantial.
¿qué me queda, tío?
I'll be out of your way momentarily, ladies.
Go away unless you can bring my mommy home.
Please, can I have some time to explain to my daughters?
¿Qué coño es lo que me falta aquí, tío? Pero he visto eso y eso. No sé. Vamos allá al bar y si eso volvemos. Algo de por aquí fuera a lo mejor. Ni idea. De hecho, adelanta es un normal. Ah, este se queda, dice. Vale, a ver lo que me cuentan aquí.
damn doings are having a season from hell.
Gents, drink?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
O sea, a las 8:30 se fue del otro lado. Y a las 10:30 se fue de aquí. Estuvo aquí 2 horas.
On foot, in a car, by bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Okay.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable. Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, 2 creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
She was murdered, Benny. Brutally murdered. If you like this lady, you should give us something.
You telling me I'm not cooperating? Watch it, pal.
Thank you for your help,
Vale,
Mr.
bueno.
Ruff. We'll take it from here.
2 de 3, está
Hey,
bien.
no problem.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD. Don't make me chase you, shitbird. Can't let the son of a bitch get away.
One heck of a Sunday.
Bates! We just want to talk.
Come on, got a ride. Get in and drive.
No. Pero bueno, ¿y ahora qué hago yo? La he cagado.
No time to wait, Rusty. If he's the killer and he gets away.
¿La coño? Joder, se me escapa, ¿eh? Se ha escapado, me cago en la... Tenía que coger el coche ese. Bueno.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the barn where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
Una puntería de mierda.
Let's end this fight.
All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Hands behind your head.
Venga, tenemos uno. Pero es que el padre tiene la cuerda, la bota.
I have a choice in this.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Venga, solo falta el marinero. Bueno, y el vagabundo, ¿no?
That price is outrageous.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591.
Pues
Ask
me ha pedido el
dispatch to
otro.
relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case.
Ahí está.
Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks, ma'am.
Vale, pues primero por el taxi y después ya.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Me dice de volver a casa. Bueno, pues vamos directamente a la comisaría.
Car 11K, we have a response on your APB regarding yellow cab number 3591. The vehicle has been identified at a gas station. Now heading west on 7th Street.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, though. Cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
Hope you're right.
You see our taxi anywhere?
Yellow cab number 3591, sighted at the corner of Wilshire and Whitmer. Repeat, Wilshire and Whitmer, 11K.
Where's that cab?
Está aquí, ¿eh?
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's Bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It's a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor, and he was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
Any Century unit, a possible 415 at Alvera Street Plaza. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Venga, voy a responder a esa.
Yes, fresh pancakes made with Mullingar flour. Mullingar makes it so easy.
Espectacular.
Pancakes are ready after a few minutes on the griddle. In fact, Mullingar flour can be used for breakfast, lunch, and supper. For meals that are satisfying, good eating, and make your mouth water, use Mullingar flour. Built by the same family for generations, Mullingar flour was the first to use steel rollers to process grain into the high-quality flour moms love. You can cheer up, son. Call the grocer. A new shipment of Mullingar flour arrives every week. Mullingar flour.
Hostia. Está lejos, ¿eh?
Any Century unit, a possible 415 at Alvera Street Plaza. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
11K, go ahead.
11K, roger. Citizen reports at 415.
You're crazy.
If I'm crazy, it's your fault. Running around behind my back. How am I supposed to trust you, goddammit?
Whoa, sir. I think you ought to calm down.
Mind your own goddamn business. Why is everybody always on my case?
Tuba.
Officer down! Watch it! Don't shoot me. Bring it up!
Está matado, ¿eh?
Get the bastard!
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Y ya estaría. La mujer ha muerto atropellada.
Car 11K. Code 4 at Alvera Street, but I'll need an ambulance. Shots fired. Suspect is down.
Roger on your ambulance, 11K. All units be advised, code 4 at the Alvera Street Plaza.
It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
When I came home, I gave her a beating, so she might just be rolling in, and when you wake on my head,
No sé qué me va a quedar en la casa, pero ahí se queda.
I like old dead in the market. She killed nobody but her husband.
I lick him with the pot on the frying pan. I lick him with the pot on the frying pan. I lick him with the pot on the frying pan. And if I kill him, he had it coming on. He's stone cold dead in the market. He's stone cold dead in the market. He's stone cold dead in
Bueno, ya hemos llegado.
This guy must have escaped from the loony bin.
He's in interview 2.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Vale, la sala 2 por aquí.
I'm gonna make him take me to the pictures tonight.
Aquí.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. Where did you go after the Crystal Ballroom?
I think the wind had gone out of her sails by then. She caught a cab and I caught a bus back to the base.
We spoke to the cab driver. Tell us what really happened at the Crystal Ballroom.
I'd had enough. She was all upset about her husband bawling about her kids. She looked old. Left around closing, maybe 1:30. Got on a bus and she fell asleep on my shoulder.
Which bus?
An All-American, 249. I went past her place. She jumped off and I stayed on it downtown. After that, I caught another bus to San Pedro. The Indiana's down there. She's being scrapped.
And that was the last you saw of Teresa?
Yeah, that's right. We didn't say much. I think she was kind of embarrassed.
The cab driver said that you were getting pretty familiar with Teresa.
That's not how I'd put it.
So the last thing you wanted was her playing hard to get. Did that make you mad, sailor?
Yeah, it did. She knew what a guy's looking for. All broads do. Dancing comes second.
And what happened at the Crystal Ballroom?
Nothing. Not even a little hand relief. She had another couple of drinks. There was no fun left in her. Just poured her guts out to some bartender.
We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Bueno, lo tenemos a todos aquí.
Two in a cell and inform the commander.
Sure, detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
What now? Drive all the way to San Pedro and check his locker?
Let's see if the bus story checks out.
There's a depot at 1660 Beverly Boulevard. Three suspects in the can and 1 on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Terrellson picked up.
11K, roger.
All units, officer needs help. 415 and shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
Goddamn drag racers!
Mucha gente El marido tiene la cuerda, las botas. El otro un violador. El vagabundo un acosador. El marinero un baboso. Muy largo el túnel, ¿eh?
Watch where you're driving, you maniac!
All units, officer needs help. 415 and shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
This is 11K. We'll handle the 415.
11K, officer needs help. 415 shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 11K, code 3.
No veas, tío, va a llegar.
This guy must have escaped the loony bin.
The cop from the newspaper.
Voy a pie.
Why don't you come on out, Jimmy? I won't let them hurt you. Not my honey boy.
I told you not to call me that, woman. Now shut the hell up.
You shut the hell up.
That the lady of the house?
It's a nice story. Two old lovebirds just moved in together. But they had a falling out, and he chased her across the yard with a 12 gauge. Now it's him or us.
Get the bastard!
Officer down! Give yourself up! Now!
Look at him.
You're a cop killer! Surrender now, or I will use deadly force.
Hijo de puta.
What have they done to you?
Escopetazo me ha dado. Venga, la estación de autobuses. A ver.
I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
Are you drunk, mister, or are you just cracked?
And thank you, ma'am. You have a safe trip now. Where are you boys headed today?
LAPD. We're after the driver of All-American 249. would have been around midnight onwards last night.
Just a minute. Frank Zeffirelli. He's your man.
Where can we find him?
Frank is out on the 7th floor.
Can you tell us the route?
Hang on. I should have it mapped out here somewhere.
Es el caso más grande que he hecho, ¿eh?
He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding. Rehab is for quitters.
Oh, Susie, you are so bad.
There are 3 kinds.
I need to run the loop.
Those who can count, and those who can't.
No, we're not going to drive the whole thing, are we?
Won't take long. We have a siren.
Okay.
All American 7-4. Let's go get him. This could be a long trip, Cole.
Or it could be a short one.
And here's me without my hip flask and only a pain in the ass for company.
Way to kick off the drive in high spirits, Rusty. Comments like that put me in just the right mood for some legwork.
Touchy.
You know what your problem is? You don't like hard work. This kind of rigorous search is what police work is all about. Discipline.
Save it, Phelps. You're just as bored as I am.
Quítense, guachos.
Nope, still no sign of him.
Did you doze off, Rusty? I think you slept through my solving the case.
Yeah, very funny. Just give me a nudge if you see him, all right?
How about you nudge me?
I think that's a job for your wife.
Oh, Rusty.
Solo cuestión de tiempo encontrarlo. Los que hacen eso, chacho, no te pongas en medio, tío. Espérate que me la has
Why
saltado.
are we back at the house giving the husband hell? He's got to be high on your list, Phelps. He's high on mine.
How long is this bus route?
It actually covers an area around the size of Central Division.
The probability is we'll find it about halfway around.
Bad luck says we'll be chasing it all night.
No aparece, el puto autobús.
This is starting to grate a little.
You know, whatever happened to the joys of rigorous search? Dogged police work, you know?
They went out the window about 2 blocks ago.
Hey, this could be a... That's the bus we're looking for. Ease in behind her and get her to the side of the road.
Some kind of problem, buddy?
LAPD, we're investigating a murder. You had a sailor and a woman in a green dress on your bus late last night?
That's correct.
And the woman got off first, around 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's right. And the sailor stayed on all the way to downtown.
Can you tell us where you let the woman off?
On California Street. To tell you the truth, she looked a little lost, like she got off on the wrong stop or something. I didn't like dropping her off near that hobo camp.
You've been a big help, Mr. Zeffirelli.
So Sailor Boy escaped by the seat of his bell-bottom trousers. Left the brought alive.
Left her by the hobo camp.
Which means he's as good as killed her.
We can't eliminate any of them, but the disfigured man should be our starting point.
I'm gonna call for some backup. These bows hate.
Hay que volver a la chabola, ¿eh? ¿Escucha un tiro, este loco? Ese es.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay copacetic. You need to hold out to the cavalry rounds.
How do we do that?
Like this. Buckshot is down, son.
If you want
Disciples know what you did last night?
We need to...
Oh.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
Este es el de la foto de militar que he visto antes.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it and see what you find.
Venga, cinemática.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack. Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney. We need your help, Jack. I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster
Mickey Cohen is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
El caso final será de todo esto. Muy igual no tiene nada que ver, no sé. Mira la cuerda.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terreldson's chin. Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Y no voy a ir al local a preguntar allí. Esto es lo que vi antes.
Maybe. No.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy. What I miss? He wants a 5-star. Goddamn.
Toma.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession, and we can charge the bum with murder.
Are heard here on KTI. The ACB number.
A ver si confiesa.
We're going this way.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said, oh, damn, I love him. Did you know Mr. Wisnowski? Bronco, give me a hand. I got a hard street.
Está la otra.
I've been in this job 20 years. I never fired my job.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Tarleton with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Ok. Trozo de cuerda ensangrentado.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Tarleton near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Where were you around 2 a.m. last night?
At the camp.
Está nervioso, ¿eh? Mentira.
You were up on the hill. You were seen during the day. We have a witness. We have evidence. Come clean with me, Ackerman, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I despise your pity. You have nothing that links me to this woman.
Sí lo tengo, perro. El monedero.
We have you cold, Ackerman. Her purse and the ballroom ticket were in your lean-to. Tell us why you did it.
I kill because people need killing. It's what I was trained to do.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Tarleton.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society, I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Tarleton will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Chavo el sonido.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
Pero bueno, se ha bugueado.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring, a matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
I'm just praying the prince comes through so I can nail this son of a bitch.
Another body, and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Pesadilla, venga.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sake.
And he always maintained he was set up.
Favorite TV, including the Los Angeles Mirror and the Los Angeles Inquisitor. KTI Radio presents National News from Washington.
How can I help you boys?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
50 bucks?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip. Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
So calm yourself and stop the fuss. There ain't nobody here but us.
Pues para la estación.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Herb is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. The Dahlia letters are genuine. The man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that?
Calm down.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
No, por debajo.
Head right. If we survive this, it's gonna be a miracle.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak again.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Vamos a mirar primero las cosas.
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
El anillo otra
Another
vez.
missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Pues ya está.
Nice day, gentlemen.
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Siempre un bar, ¿eh?
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
I got this gadget with
Madre.
putting recording devices in the place.
Que debería estar doblado, tío. Por lo menos el texto. No tener que leerlo ahí de 2 líneas en 2 líneas, me desespero.
Someone was trying to get her to come home. We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Toma. ¿Son 3 para hablar? Sí.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor, closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
Venga, vamos a hablar.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shunting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now. Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
My name is James.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
OpenEnglish.com.
Old Team 47. Muchas gracias.
Classic Carmine. Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
Viene a liarse con un muerto, Increíble.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
You found her lipstick. What did you write on her body?
What are you talking about? I didn't write anything.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Mira cómo mira para el lado, Mentiroso.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead.
Hola,
I
buenos
came through
días.
here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Nice day, gentlemen.
What do you think?
Quédate.
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Doesn't look like anything.
Siempre estaba metido en el suelo porque los fumadores son los putos cerdos. Tierra de postres, sí. Venga, pesado. Qué tío, Vamos, venga.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
Que no, tío, es que estás leyendo y conduciendo a la vez. Lo peor.
Any Central Unit, 459 suspects to be taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
Que suba. Oh, no. No, hostia. Espectacular.
Any Central Unit, 459 suspects to be taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
You should have iced those folks. You leave no witnesses, you stay out of the
I'm
post.
not riding all the way to Santa Ana and then on to Cincinnati with you pissing in my
But
ear.
I'm tired of always being on the lam.
I don't have a choice. Stick-up charge is still a stick-up charge, and I ain't going back inside.
You're both coming with me. Don't do anything stupid.
Te acaba de aparcar enfrente. Él maniobra en el aire, pero yo no.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Hit it. Clean this
Joder,
asshole
tío.
off the road.
Pero bueno, pero es que esas maniobras que hace.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Starship tilted with her lovely tune. That's my design.
Sí, sí. Son indestructibles.
Put your hands in the air.
Me molesta mucho que la máquina conduzca de forma fantástica. En el aire gira, pero tú no puedes.
Code 4 at the Lucas Avenue trolley station. The 459 suspects are in custody.
Roger, 11K. All units, code 4 on the 459 suspects at the Lucas Avenue trolley station.
Este se
Slow
quita.
and steady, come on.
Así se quitan de en medio, por lo menos.
What can I do for you? LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road.
Puto borracho, tío. El compañero es muy borracho.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
Aquí vivía.
She wasn't always such a loner. Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
No.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
Una bolera.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Joder.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
¿Queda algo más ahí? Espérate. Sí. Aquí ya no. Que a veces, tío, te deja algo, pero que ya está, sí, todo lo que es eso ya lo he visto. No puedo hacer nada más con eso. Y no veo absolutamente nada más. No sé que hay algo por aquí. No es nada, ¿no? Nada. A la bolera.
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop. Now that's an oxymoron for you.
That's the lemon wash whistle. That means pots and pans are lemon wash clean. It makes short work of dirt and cooking.
Muchacho, ha tirado a la señora. Qué grande la bolera, ¿eh?
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. Stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
He says he can get me into Jack Warner.
Down the left side of the alley.
Rootbeers all around.
That cherry pie was the...
Te digo que no me he enterado de quién me ha dicho que era.
This is a tasty burger.
¿Eres tú?
That's one heck of a Sunday. Wish I could afford that. You gotta be kidding. I could
No me he
save all
enterado,
year
tío.
and never afford that.
Espérate. Por las pistas del fondo. Está a la izquierda de las pistas.
Waitress. Can I get another spoon?
Tiernan! LAPD!
Menos mal que era un señor amable y me estaba esperando.
There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means. Phelps, you gotta get me closer!
This isn't the killer. We can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble. Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road. That is the end of that. It's about fucking time.
LAPD.
Pillado. No me puedo quedar este. Me lo voy a llevar, me da igual. A ver. Al bar. Oye, ¿dónde hay capotable? Es que nunca cambio de coche. ¿Lo que quieres? ¿Atropellarme? ¿No me lo puedo llevar? Ah, que tiene que entrar primero. Voy a coger ese, ¿eh? ¿Qué te parece una patata?
Wow, that looks like a beauty.
Te parece un buen coche, ¿eh? Imagina, aparca hasta va a trabajar cuando vuelve el coche no está, se la lleva
We need to ask you
policía.
some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes.
Todo el mundo miente.
Strikes. Workers' rights. That kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
I don't like you, McCaffrey. You look like someone who's trying too hard, like your whole life is some kind of performance. I think you need to give us something to get us out of your life.
I don't like you either, you pompous, stiff-necked patrician. You think I don't see through you and all the other minions of the ruling class?
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No, I was at home, writing.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
2 de 3.
The American Century Broadcasting Company salutes our veterans.
¿Ahora qué? No me jodas.
Check with your local real estate agent for exclusive home reserve bars.
What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day. It's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
Amanda's a suspect.
Ah, esto es un muerto, ¿eh?
Hey, come on!
¿Me puedo llevar al de la policía? ¿Se puede eso? Ojo, ¿eh?
Be quick, officer. It's an emergency.
Me lo puedo llevar, increíble. Ah, no quiero este. Este quiero.
I'm sorry, sir. Police
I need the
officer.
gun
I
in the
need your
glove
car.
compartment to shoot you!
Bájese, señor. Este me gusta. Hostia, el camión de la basura.
Hey!
Va a ser policía basurero.
You've got
Out of the car. Police.
We're driving this?
Espectacular.
Great. How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole?
Madre mía, esto no gira. No gira, ¿eh?
Where'd you learn to drive?
That's the one. About a week ago, this guy murdered his wife and dumped the body. That's the
Fellas, leave him be.
¡Ta coño!
That's the guy from the
Joder,
papers. Solve that big case.
Ah, vale, me faltaba hablar con él.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
She was an alcoholic and your friend, and you still kept selling her booze.
You ever try to stop an addict, detective? Better me than having her buy methylated spirits from the hardware store.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
How many people will be sad she's gone? I'll be one of the few.
When Evelyn bought the booze, did she say who she was meeting or where she was going?
A young drinking friend of hers, I think. Don't recall his name.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We are struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
I thought you were Evelyn's friend,
Una de
Robbins.
tres solo.
You should learn some manners, some goddamn respect.
We're catching murderers, not running a popularity contest.
This guy must have escaped from the Looney Bin.
Immunize your child today.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
Today and every day, Spencer's Root Beer provides you with a front row seat to America's favorite radio entertainment. The bubbles dance in the glass and on the top. Smooth as silk. There's no need to put up with flavorless wartime brands. 8 out of 10 say Spencer's take.
A coger el escarabajo. Ole. Cómo suena cuando frena, madre mía. Otra vez.
Whoa there.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that death.
I think his name is Phelps. I read about
Captain
him.
is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Abajo.
You got a stakeout down on 2nd later tonight.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting. Yeah.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
Son, you're a couple of shingles short of
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
I think we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Teléfono.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street between Ord and Alpine.
Thank you.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
Hey, I gave his wife a tap. He said all fair and well. $5 million. Little Miss Gloria
Te ha tocado.
Sir, step out of the car, please.
I need the gun
LAPD.
in the glove compartment to shoot you.
No, pues sería no.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What's it got to do with it?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Va bien el coche este. Bueno. No. Lo voy a dejar por aquí, mañana sigo.
Isn't he the cop that...
Ah, mira, traje. Ojito. Este me gusta.
Talking about on the radio? Want another accommodation?
Bueno. Vale. Chaito.